this new saint was given to the church officially in the canonization celebration under Pius XII. And she is one of the youngest saints to be canonized. She was born into a farming family, but her father died when she was 9, and they had to share a house with another family, the Serenellis. This was in Nettuno, which isn't that far from Rome, and I'm quite moved when I still remember when I was there praying where it all happened in the fields. One afternoon, this other one, Alessandro, the Serenelli's 20-year-old son, made advances to her. When she refused to submit to him, he stabbed her 14 times. She was taken to the hospital, but she died. But she did have time expressly to forgive him. He was arrested, convicted and jailed. Now, apparently it was a very dismal situation, and he was going to be there for years and years and years, and he was very depressed, possibly suicidal. And she appeared to him and encouraged him, indicating that she had forgiven him and that this martyrdom had gained for her such glory that he could actually see there. And he therefore changed heart as a result of this encounter. And if I remember correctly, he was able eventually to be released. He changed his life completely, and he passed the rest of his life in repentance and penance. And I think I'm correct in saying that they allowed him to do that as a lay brother in a Capuchin convent. So he was in prison for 27 years. He did live in a monastery, and he died in 1970, but was present at the canonization. She's somebody to be invoked for holy purity. We can see her presented here typically as a virgin martyr. We have also one genuine photograph of her. It's the only one in existence, and we can see actually the real thing. There she is in the photograph, and that was in the actual year in which she was going to be martyred, 1902. We have the fact that since her death she is very powerful in intercession. Maria's 3 brothers would claim that she intervened miraculously in their lives. One of them, Angelo, heard her voice telling him to emigrate to America. Alessandro was reportedly miraculously given a sum of money to finance his own emigration to join Angelo. Mariano said he heard her voice telling him to stay in his trench when the rest of his unit charged the Germans in World War I. He, the only survivor of that charge, lived until 1975 and had a large family. Here we are. She was quite pretty, but she was quite mature. She knew all the issues. She was responsible, as it were, as a mother for the family. But she was already, without the question of her martyrdom, a very holy child and girl, a great devotion to the Holy Eucharist. She is important for our time and a sign for our times, for if she was aware and in a sense gave her life because of that awareness, she is warning us not to be over available, and also to be aware that the devil uses this particular sin to gain souls, and he's having now a field day because he has invaded the life and the mind of all the youth by all that's out there and available. And we are making it worse by obliging them to know things they do not need to know in school early. But it applies also to every human being, for this is the area in which the devil manages to conquer the mind through the physicity of our creatureliness, passion and desire. It's therefore something to be aware of, because if it's not handled, it controls the soul. And the soul is not made just for that. The Desert Fathers were aware of the issue. They had a battle on this one all the time, because the devil used imagination, which Teresa of Avila calls the madwoman of the house. He also used the imagination to make people have unpleasant thoughts, this time not just against purity, but against charity. He would present before the eyes of the monk another monk or another person who would hurt them, and would encourage them to have thoughts of vengeance, hatred, and that cancer of unforgiveness, which did not enter into Maria Goretti. She is therefore a saint on two levels. Her heart was warm and her body was clean. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus,